take a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Maybe this is not a comfortable position. Maybe you want to sit with the leg out. Maybe you want to sit like this for now. Maybe you want to have the blocks underneath to prop you up a little bit and help you. That might be useful for you. Just letting you know.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so let's close the eyes. And we're going to come into our breath. And when I mean come into our breath, we're going to begin to notice. We're going to begin to focus inward and focus on our inhale and our exhale. So quieting the mind. Notice if you're holding any tension or tightness. Breathing freely. A little hint of a smile because you've actually shown up. And in yoga, showing up on your mat or in a chair, just to class, is 99% of the practice. So, there we are. All right, so while we scan the body for any tension or tightness, and what I want you to do with that is guide the breath into any tension or tightness. Like, for example, I often have tension right by my neck, where it meets my shoulders, the levator scapula, right? I often take my hands there and I massage a little bit, right? Or in my lower back, when I first sit, right? There are all different areas of my body where I hold tension and tightness, okay? But what I want you to do is send the breath into that area, focus on that area. So in order to try and create some space, because a lot of the times the tension or tightness is because you haven't moved it enough, right? It needs space for flexion. Okay. So let's now focus on the 4 points of self. All right, we're going to focus first on the physical body, right? Like I said, scan the body, notice where you're holding the tension. How's your body feeling today? You know, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed physically, right? Are you achy? Just check into that, right? Just notice that. I guess you gotta kind of accept it as well. And then let's focus on the mental part of self, right? Is your mind busy? My mind is very busy. I've gone through a lot of sorting out what I need to do, you know, in preparation for upcoming surgery, that kind of thing, finding people, just very stressful, right? My mind is very, very busy. So I like to do yoga just to quiet that down a little bit and focus and take however long it takes in our class to quiet my mind. And then emotionally speaking, you know, the emotional self. How's your heart doing? Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you out of sorts? Is your heart broken? Right? These are things that we bring to class. And these are reasons why we do yoga. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to have a broken heart. But if you do, this practice definitely helps it. And then finally, your inner soul, your spirit, you know, which encompasses all of that, right? So that we can send out, send and receive emotions, conversations, advice, support. Right. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to yoga. So let's start by taking the biggest, deepest breath that we've taken all day. All right, so on an inhale, we're gonna inhale big. Inhale in through the nostrils. And let it out through the mouth with a sigh. And again, let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. All right. Now, bringing the attention to the tip of the nose with the eyes closed, start to circle the tip of the nose. Start small and then spiral out to a nice large circle. Doesn't have to be gigantic. As big as what feels right for you. Go around another 2 times. And this is not fast. Right? This is slow. And wherever you are, let's reverse it. You got that big circle. And slowly begin to wind it down. Spiral it in. Until you come to that stillness. Good. All right, let's tilt the chin down towards the chest. And I invite you to either sway the torso a little bit or keep the torso still and just move the head side to side. And again, not a big movement to start. Don't want to pull anything. You do want to feel the tendons at the back of the neck pulling a bit, right? They're working for you. And then bring the head back to center, lift the head up, and let's take the right ear over towards the right shoulder. I'm going to mirror you right now. And again, in your own space, right? When you're in a posture, you do you. You move the way it feels right. So right now, I'm moving my head a little bit side to side. Maybe even circle the nose a little bit. Just getting into the side, on the right side of the neck. On the left side of the neck, sorry. And then focus your chin over towards your armpit and lower it down. And you'll notice that energy shifts to the back of the neck. The left side. And breathe. Stay with the conscious breath. Then we take the ear back to the right shoulder, towards the right shoulder, and lift up to center. And we take left ear over towards left shoulder. Now be aware that maybe it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't for me. It feels tighter. Just breathe into that right side of the neck. Maybe move the head a little bit of a, I don't know, a nuzzle. And then focus on the chin and take it over towards the armpit. And that shifting of energy happens. Little nod if that feels okay. Doesn't feel as good on this side, so I'm not going to do it. Listen to your body, right? You're focusing inward. It's almost like the theme of the day. And then let's take the left ear back towards the shoulder and then lift the head up to center. Good. And if the eyes were closed, you can blink them open. Let's lift the shoulders up, back and down. Up, back and down. Inhale up. Exhale back and down. Inhale forward up. Exhale back and down. And you can always peek at me and then close your eyes, just to make sure you're doing it correctly. Now generally I don't, on a rotation I usually go around both ways. I find that very important. When it comes to the shoulders, it's very rare that you'll see me go forward with the shoulders because gravity does the work on that all the time, right? Gravity wants us to pull our shoulders together. So kudos to all of us for being in a yoga class, right? Because we learn to move our shoulders back and keep them back. Often we see people, like in the supermarket, their shoulders are in. They have not been to yoga in a very long time, right? Right? And they walk like this because there's nothing else that they can do, right?
Do you say anything to them?
Do I? No, I do not. No, I do not. But we all have seen people like that, and that's due to not moving, right? So even when you're injured, right, or you're in recovery, you go to PT to move, right?
Yeah.
So, that's me.
No.
That's gonna be me. Anyway, all right, but today, we're gonna do it, all right? I want you to take your hands to your shoulders and just work the elbows. Bring them forward, just a little. Good. Maybe one at a time, like you're doing the freestyle crawl, right? And this way, you feel this in your waist, in your torso. A little twisting. Warming that up a little bit. Good. So if you do go forward at a given time, the key is to make sure you go back again. All right? I like to finish on a backstroke. Right? Good. All right, and just relax. Nice. Let's have the hands out in front of us. Spread the fingers really wide. Feel the skin stretch. And then we're going to inhale. Lift the arms up, 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 and reach. Reach. Feel the stretch of your torso and lower the shoulders down. It doesn't mean have the shoulders up to the ears. It means raising the arms up. Push down into your sits bones. Lengthen. Lower the shoulders. Wide collarbone. And breathe. And now we're going to take the thumbs together, spreading the fingers wide, And we're gonna lean to the right, push into the left hip, and inhale back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Push into the left, but into the right hip. And inhale, come on up. Unhook the thumbs. And we're gonna come forward. Straight spine. Send it out. Out, 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 as far as you can go. Hands down. And see if you can place the forearms down and tuck the chin. Not expecting the forehead to touch the floor, but that's the direction you go. Push back into your sits bones, the glutes, the tush. Lift the head up, lengthen, and let's walk the hands over to the left. Once you get there, have that right hand extend out just a little bit more. Feel the stretch on the right side. And slowly lift and walk the hands all the way over to the right. Once you go to that stopping point, see if you take the left hand a little bit further as you feel the stretch on the left side. Walk the hands back to center. And walk the hands back in, rolling up. Good. And just get a little bit loose here. Let's take the hands on either side and inhale. Lengthen up. On the exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand comes behind. Inhale to lengthen up the torso. Exhale, taking the gaze back as far as you can comfortably. And breathe. If you find your breath is short here, you're going too far, so back off a bit. Come in a little bit. Inhale, we're turning the head forward. And exhale, release the twist. Let's go again. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left hand to right knee. Right hand behind. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, we roll that right shoulder back and gaze over that right shoulder. Leave. Inhale, turn the head forward, and exhale, release. Again, roll it out, get comfy. And let's come up to a tabletop position. So, hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees are directly underneath the hips, and your hip distance apart with your legs. Good. Take a little rock side to side. Good. And we'll start with a cat and cow. But before we start with cat and cow, your hands, right? Fingers are spread apart. Your index finger and your middle finger facing towards the top of the mat, right? And your thumbs are kind of this, almost the same space as your other fingers. They're not all the way down, right? They're kind of close to your index finger. And now I want you to push it more into that index finger and the thumb and the skin, the fatty bit between the index finger and the thumb. So to take off some of the pressure from your wrist, right? You don't want to bear down on your wrists, right? If anything, it's the fingertips to knuckles, all right? Okay, cat and cow. Inhale, we're gonna send the chest forward, look forward, stick the tailbone out. And exhale, tuck the chin and round the spine. Tailbone comes in. Inhale. Send the chest forward and up. Exhale. Take it back. Inhale. Come forward. Exhale. Take it back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, take it back. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, take it back. Coming to that neutral spine. And I want to stress that we're not sinking into our shoulders, right? We're not sinking in. We're like, this is sinking in. This is putting a lot of pressure on our shoulders. We want to be level, right? If anything, dome out the upper back when you're in this position, okay? Let's tuck the toes, and we're going to come back as if we're coming into a child's pose, all right? But we're not. You're just coming back as far as what is going to feel okay to stretch out the toes. And just breathe. Here, I'm breathing into my toes. I'm breathing into the crease where it meets the ball of my foot. Right? I'm getting that stretch. Slow, steady breaths. And then I'm going to come back to that tabletop. And I'm going to work the core. I'm going to engage my core, right, by lifting my knees up. Lift the knees up and engage your core muscles. And breathe.
How long?
We've got nurses in the room, so.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well,
You may have to
okay.
practice.
Soon. Yeah. And just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to send our knees further up. Our heels are coming back. Lift up to down, face up.
Oh dear.
Now, the gaze goes either between the feet, okay? Don't worry about the heels touching the mat, okay? That's just nonsense. All right, a slight bend to the knees if you need to, obviously, that's totally fine. You never lock your knees anyway. Yeah. So the gaze can be between the feet, it could be towards your knees, or even your belly button. And the idea is to send the chest towards the legs. Right? And just breathe. So if you're using a chair here, you're standing back and your head is between your biceps. And it's almost as if I was pulling you back, right, to get a stretch. And now we're gonna loosen up a little bit. Slight bend to the knees and pedal out. Right? Of which you should have been doing anyway, because that feels good. A little bit of walking the dog here. Right? Just pedal out. And now let's gaze forward, and we're slowly gonna make our way to the top of the mat. And feet are gonna be hip distance apart. Keep your fold and come all the way. Let your head drop. All right, grab hold of the opposite elbows and sway a little bit. Good, release the hands to the floor. On an inhale, we're gonna come halfway up. So halfway up means you can either have your hands on the floor, right, and look halfway as you can, or you can take them to the shins and come up a little more. Or I like taking them just above my knees and press my chest forward. So you're kind of like a figure 7 here. And slowly exhale. We're gonna lower down. Now, root to rise. We're gonna lift all the way up. Take your time. Roll the spine. Round it. One vertebrae at a time. Arms are hanging. Chin is tucked. Head's the last to rise. And lift up. And to stand. Roll the shoulders. Get loose. Right? And we're gonna do a little sway. Right? Just to make sure. And you can bend one knee and the other. Feels more comfortable today for me to bend a little bit. Good. You can take the feet a little wider, and we're going to take the arms up. And we're going to do that same thing we did before. We're going to clasp the thumbs, lengthen up, and let's lean to the right. Breathe. Send the left hips over towards the left of the mat. And inhale, come on up. Through center, exhale over to the left. Send the right hips over to the right. Breathe. Inhale, come on up. Separate the hands and rain them down. Good. Feet coming closer together. And let's take an inhale. The arms come up. Maybe the gaze comes up if the neck allows. Exhale, we're going to swan dive forward. Send the chest forward. You can bend the knees here, no problem. Hands to the floor. Let the head go. Inhale, work the hands up the legs for halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. And let's step the right foot back. And then the left foot back. And so now, again, we're in a plank pose. Engage the core. Hold it here. For 3, 2, 1. If you need to drop the knees, please drop the knees. And then come back into down face dog. Or just come right back into down face dog. And pedal it out. Okay, starting with the right foot. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the right leg up. And we're going to try and keep the hips level here. So the leg is not going way up, it's going level. Bend the knee into the chest. Tuck the head towards the knee. Keeping that knee bent, we're going to send that right foot forward. And now drop that left knee. Here is where the blocks come in nicely. Right? If you have blocks and you want to use the blocks, right? Okay. So instead of dipping down into this low lunge, right? It's more about the alignment and the shape we're in, right? You want to make sure the knee is in line with your ankle, not the knee way in front, right? Not the knee way behind. It can be behind, but preferably it's better if it's just in line, right? And you're not putting all your weight on your hands, right? So lift your chest up from your legs. right? And if you're down here, you're on your fingertips. All right? Now, we're gonna take our hands and put them on our lap. Lift up. Get further into that left hip flexor. And I want you to draw this right hip back, right? Because there's a tendency to be kind of like on a diagonal. You don't even know it. And just bring that right hip back a little bit. So now you're in line. Arms are gonna come up. Oh dear. Leg. Grab hold of the left wrist and take it over to the right. 3. And inhale, we come up. Exhale, bringing the hands on the inside of the right foot. We need the blocks so you can see, right? It's on the inside where the arch of your right foot is. All right? Now, that left foot is going to go over to the right. All right, I'm going to check and make sure that everything is right. So your left shin is parallel with the short end of the mat.
Oh,
All right? So keep your right hand there, and your right arm is in line with your right leg.
you're right.
Right? Okay, now we're coming up into like a mini triangle pose. All right? So if this is difficult for you, I want you to come up onto your leg, like this, right?
Yeah.
And then open up the left arm. So your chest is facing the side, the left side of your mat. Got it?
I'm okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You.
Doing it wrong?
Yes. You're still straight.
I'm still straight with me.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Better. Better. Isn't that much easier?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So you're opening your chest towards the side wall.
Okay.
Okay? So you're pressing your knee into your arm into your knee. Lower the left hand down. And bring that left leg back the long way. Keeping that right hand where it's at right now. We're gonna walk that right foot over to the right, toes out, heel in. We're coming into a lizard pose. So lengthen that left leg. So come a little bit more forward, Gary, with your hands, Yeah. Right? And your foot is in line, yeah. So your left leg is splayed out. Your left knee, yeah, there you go. Good, good. All right. So this is lizard pose, all right? If you want to open your right hip a little more, just a suggestion, tilt that right foot out, right? And come down onto your forearms. Stay there. Or bring them to the blocks. Use the blocks. You got blocks, use the blocks. Right? Better? Okay. Bring that right foot back. Pick yourself up a little bit. Walk that right foot in. Frame the right foot. That right hand goes on the outside now. Tuck the left toes. Lift the left knee. And send that right foot back. Come back into down face dog. And breathe. Pedal out. Certainly I can bet one side feels different than the other. So we're going to do the second side. Left leg is going to lift, same way. level hips, as level as you can make them, without even knowing, right? You're not lifting your leg all the way up. Then bend that left knee into the chest and send the left foot forward. Now, if that left foot is not where you want it to be, scooch it forward. Use your left hand to scooch the foot forward. And then bend that right knee. Alright? Toes can be tucked on the right foot or the top of the foot on the mat. Right? Again, we're sinking into that left leg right now. So we want to pick ourselves up a little bit. Maybe use the blocks to lift up, if that's going to help. And it doesn't even have to be on this level. It could be even on a higher level, right? Everybody's different. Everybody's body shape is different, right? Maybe it's like this, and that's good enough for you, or no blocks, right? But if you can, see if you can send that right leg back a little bit more. Let's do that now. Yeah, good. All right? Now we're gonna come up. Inhale. Lift yourself up, use your core, take the arms up. Good. Maybe the gaze comes up. And left hand grabs right wrist and lean to the left. Breathe. Obviously, you're using that right side for balance. Good. Back up. Exhale. Both hands come on the inside of the left foot. All right. Now here we are again. Right? We're taking that right foot. We're going to bring it all the way over to the left. Right? And that left arm is going to stay next to the left knee on the inside. And we're going to open it up. Now, my arm is not going to go that high. That's okay. Open, right? Maybe if you have issues, like I do, I'm taking my hand to my shoulder and opening. Breathe. On the exhale, we're lowering down. Right, the hand comes down. Right foot goes back to the length of the mat. And we're going to walk that left foot over to the left. Toes out, heel is in. If that's enough, then just stay where you are. You can use your blocks to help you, right? If going down to the mat is not your thing, but if it is, and you did it on the other side, I recommend doing it on this side. Come down to the forearms. Maybe come to the blade, the outside of your left foot. And breathe. 3, 2, 1. Left foot comes back to the mat. Sole of the foot on the mat. Work your way up. Walk the left foot in. Then we frame the foot. Take the left hand on the outside. Tuck the right toes. Lift the knee off the mat and send the left foot back. And now both knees to the mat. Exhale. Lower down to the belly. Good. Now, top of the feet on the mat. Let's take the hands back behind us and lace our fingers. All right, pressing our hips into the mat. We're going to lengthen our arms back, even if they're bent at the elbows. All right, what I want you to do is try and lift them off your lower back or the glutes and point them back towards your feet, your knuckles towards your feet. So either lengthen, and that's going to roll your shoulder blades together and lift the chest. Keep the head long. Keep that head down, looking at the mat, right? Because your neck is part of your spine, right? So you're just keeping a nice long spine. If this is enough, you just stay here. If you want a little bit more juice, lift the feet, lift the shins, lift the knees, and the thighs up, and breathe.
That's a lot, lifting.
Yes. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Release the hands. Hands come by the chest. And inhale. We're going to lift the chest up into a cobra. Stretch out the front body. On the exhale, we lower down a little bit. Okay, tuck the toes. And lift up to the knees. And we'll come into a child's pose. Child's pose, sending the tailbone back towards the heels. Reach out with the arms. And if it feels okay, maybe just take the hands back behind you towards your feet and let you give the arms a rest. And slowly we bring the hands forward, coming back to that tabletop. Right? Let's take the toes and we're going to take them to the right and have a seat. Okay, lengthen the legs out. Okay. All right. Arms are coming in. Now we're going to take a forward fold. If, when you fold, your knees bend, I want you to separate your feet and bend the knees. Totally fine to do that, but you want to protect your back when you do that, okay? If you can take a regular forward fold with a flat back, then you don't need to do that. But if you're going to feel something here where you need to bend your knees, then I want your feet separated. It's much easier on your sacrum, right? You don't want to pull something back there. So lengthen, and with a flat back, come forward, and let the head drop, and breathe. Inhale, head lifts. Exhale, come all the way up. Arms are coming out. And we're going to lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Lower, lower, lower. All the way to the mat. Head last. Good. All right, let's bend the knees. Sole the heels as close to the glutes as possible. All right, now we're just going to work on the pelvic tilt before we come into a bridge pose. So what I want you to do is tilt the pelvic floor up towards the ceiling, flattening the rest of your back, and then exhale, bring it down and back. So you got a little space there at the lower back. And then play with that a little bit. Pelvis comes forward and up. Exhale, take it down and back. Again, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. So just isolating that movement, right? Do that a few more times on your own. So your glutes are like trying to lift a little bit, right? But you're really not. Well, actually the glutes do lift.
think it's fine.
Okay, never mind, don't worry, it's gonna stop, right?
Should have shut it off.
That's okay. So we're playing here, all right. Now, we're gonna flatten the back. And we're not coming up on the inhale, we're coming up on the exhale. So flatten the back, take an inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna continue raising our glutes up and peel ourselves off the mat. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And take the palms maybe underneath, together, lace the fingers, and breathe. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down, glutes come last. And take a resting breath. Second and final low bridge here. Take an inhale. Exhale, scoop up and lift. All the way, as far as you can go up. Breathe. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower it down. And take that resting breath. Good. Let's hug the knees into the chest. And rock side to side. Maybe a little circling. Go the other way. And just a little bit of core work. We're going to have the shins parallel with the ceiling and our knees in same level as our hips, okay? So we're kind of like in a tabletop, an upside down table, right? Except for our hands. All right, our hands are going to come behind our head. Feet are still separated, hip distance apart. And what we're going to do, we're going to flatten our back, but we're going to lift a little bit of our glute, right? We're going to roll so that our backs are flat. We're bringing our elbows up, not up towards the ceiling, then hugging our ears, right? Just a little bit, right? We're cradling our head, right? And we're going to lift our head and our shoulders off the mat. And we're just going to rock side to side. Right elbow towards left knee. Don't bring it in. Don't move the legs. We're just rocking side to side. Side to side. Stay lifted. Don't come down. Just side to side. Exhale as the elbow goes over towards the knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, over towards the other. One more each side. And lower the head, lower the feet, take a break. Breathe. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That means you're doing it right. Because you should feel it. All right, we're going to add on to that. All right, so let's lift our legs. Shins are parallel with the ceiling. Elbows are coming up a little bit, comfortably, right? Comfortably. Nothing is engaged yet, okay? And we're going to lift our head up. Use your core to get there. Lift. And we're going to add on to that. We're going to take right elbow towards left knee and lengthen the right leg out.
Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left elbow towards right knee. Lengthen the left leg. And bring it in. And switch. And in. And switch. And in. And switch. And in. And switch. And in. And if you're in the chair, I want you to sit forward, but then take your back towards the back of the chair and come forward and back. Forward and back. It's the same move. And lower the head, lower the feet. Breathe. I hope you're breathing. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze, rock side to side. And let's take the soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to lengthen out and come into your Shavasana. Let it go. Relax into the mat, relax into your chair. Just feel the sensations you receive from this practice. And move the head side to side, nice and slow. Moving fingers and toes, maybe rotating the wrists a little bit. Going both ways. And on an inhale, we're going to lengthen the arms up overhead, point the toes away from the fingers. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. And a little windshield wipe, side to side. Exhale to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side. And you can do this in your chair if you want. And pick a side that you want to turn to. And do that now in the fetal position, resting your cheek on your bicep. Take a couple of breaths. And inhale, push up with the available hand. And take your seat. Bringing the hands to the heart center, bowing your head to your heart. I want to thank you for coming. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And may the merits of our practice be to the benefit of those who are physically challenged and unable to do any of what we do in this class. And to all living beings everywhere.
Take a deep breath in through the nostrils, letting it out through the mouth. 2 more, just like that. Last one, we'll bow forward. Lifting up. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.
Namaste.